Me? I mean, why would you say anything bad about me?
That's not something bad. It's just making fun of you.
Something that's negative.
Yes.
There's nothing to say.
But at least you got the day off,
me.
though. That's why you were able to come in.
Yes.
And when do you go back?
Monday. So I have like 6 more days off.
Oh.
And then I start.
And you're just going to sleep the whole time? Because you hibernate in the wintertime.
I hibernate in the winter for a month.
It's terrible.
And then I come alive again for 2 months at a time. And I don't sleep at all.
Coming to you pre-tape from the LA Mission College Studios in Los Angeles, California. This is the Best Coast Show, presented to you by LA Sports Nation. I'm your host, Albert Aguilera. My producer, Chris Sage, is out raking the forest, doing his part as an American to stop the forest fires here in Los Angeles. And because she got a day off, back with us, my lovely co-host, Meg Preston, everyone. Hey! So what did you have to do to get a day off?
I'm just really special, and I work really hard, so they knew that I needed some time off.
That's what they told you?
That's what they told me.
Are you sure you didn't get fired?
No, I start work on Monday again. You won't see me for like 4 months again.
Oh, okay. You got a new haircut.
I did. Yes.
What
hair, new me. Just kidding. New hair, same me.
So you were going to go with hashtag short hair don't care?
Short hair, don't care. It's like a little sassy, 28 and feeling great.
Oh, okay. Like that's
my motto this year.
These are just things that you say to yourself so you can.
When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you look good.
Matt Kemp?
Is that what he says too?
No, you got to smell good.
Oh, I mean, I was going to say like, great minds think alike, but I smell good too.
All right.
I showered this morning.
Did you say so? Anyways, Nation, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing our Thanksgiving potpourri episode like we do every year. We got a little bit of Rams. We got a little bit of the Kings. Not so much the Dodgers. And we're going to talk about the Lakers for, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds because Curtis isn't here, right?
We have a lot about the Kings.
We have a lot about the Kings. The Meg has been
Lakers.
just raging. She's like a little ball of rage.
But
let's get started with your first place NFC West 10-1 Rams.
Yes.
Did you know that Jack in the Box has been giving out free jumbo jacks every Monday in the event that the Rams score 2 touchdowns that week?
Oh, really? I did not know that.
They started that promotion when the Rams first came to LA, and I think they gave that out like once, maybe twice, because we had literally the worst offense in the league, and then the very next year, which was last year, we went to the best offense in the league, and now we're like averaging 40 points a game, and the people at Jackbox are probably like, holy crap, what did we do?
Did not see this coming.
What did we do? I mean, if you think about it, if everyone in Los Angeles were to go to Jack in the Box on Monday, they would have to, this is everyone in LA, they would have to give away 22 million jumbo jacks.
Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
Now, they're probably just banking on you going there and then ordering a bunch of other stuff.
Right. So it's only for jumbo jacks.
Yes, only for a jumbo jack.
I would go for a free jumbo jack.
Yeah, I would just roll in for a jumbo jack.
Yeah.
I don't even like jumbo jacks. I like the sourdough jack.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Real fancy.
I'm bougie. Anyways, guys, yesterday's game was the highest over-under in NFL history, set to 64. The Rams and the Chiefs hit the 64 over in the third quarter. Have you ever seen a game like this?
I have never. And I actually watched the game last night, and for a non-football watcher, that was like probably the most exciting game I've ever seen.
It's the third highest scoring game in NFL history, and the first time 2 teams scored 50 or more points.
Yeah, and wasn't it the first highest scored ever on Monday Night Football as
Yeah.
well? Yeah, crazy. I think it was the first time that they had played Monday Night Football in the Coliseum since 1985.
Yes, but you know why, though?
Crazy.
I mean, besides
we don't have a football team
besides the
for a long
fact that they left,
Yeah.
when they came back to LA, because they play at the Coliseum and USC plays at the Coliseum, and the Coliseum is like right down the street from the campus.
Yeah.
USC is like, yeah, no Monday night games because we don't want traffic in the area, and it's a school night.
I don't blame them, but it's cool to have an NFL team in LA.
Are you kidding? The Chargers don't count. I don't care if you went to a Super Bowl down in San Diego.
You don't care?
No.
Just kidding. It was pretty cool, though.
I don't care.
But I know you're more of a Rams fan. It's okay.
I
After
too
last
have
night's
short
game,
hair
I'm
and
like,
don't
oh,
care.
Short hair, don't care.
I too have short hair and don't care.
He just hasn't cared for a much longer time.
Very true. Very true.
Because my hair was longer.
Now,
And I used to care.
the Rams offense is dynamic. Everyone is scoring points. Everyone is making catches. Todd Gurley is going to be an MVP in back-to-back years. And Sean McVay is like this think tank that is like unstoppable. He is scoring at will. But our defense is the complete opposite.
Hmm.
Okay, our defense gets progressively worse every week.
Sounds like the Kings.
Oh, okay, that's a
I'm
very
just kidding.
fair
I'm
assessment.
just so angry.
Well, you can't. You're not kidding. It's
Although
true.
the
It's a fact.
Rams and LA had a great night last night.
In
Kings
general,
and
because the
Rams.
Kings actually won.
Yes. And Kansas City did not.
That's true. And for those of you who don't know, the Blackhawks and now the St. Louis Blues, what they did at their 50-50 raffle night is that they gave the 50-50 proceeds to the people of the wildfires here in Los Angeles.
Yes, they did.
So that was actually really nice of them. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was amazing. So hopefully they got a lot of supporters from all of their fans over there.
Yeah.
Donating to us.
Well, yes. And last year, you weren't on the show with us this time last year, but this time last year, we were not allowed to come into studio because of the fires, because the fires were like right there.
Yeah, because I was working in Sherman Oaks, and there was that big Silmar fire, because we could smell the smoke in Sherman Oaks from the Silmar fire.
Yep. And I wanted to shoot, but Curtis wouldn't let us, and the fire department was like, hey, you guys can't be in here.
You would want to do that, though.
We're
in the middle of a fire.
We're in a cement building.
I wouldn't want to be here.
We had.
But you can still smell the smoke.
Yeah,
It's
but
bad to
the show
inhale
must
smoke.
go on.
Okay, true.
The show must go on. But back to the Rams and our atrocious garbage defense.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wade Phillips is like our age combined times like 4.
Oh, wow.
The guy's older
He's
than my
old.
grandparents. He's like 3 times older than Sean McVay, his head coach. But the guy's won multiple Super Bowls on multiple teams with multiple defenses. But is it like, hey, progressively the team is getting worse and worse and worse defensively, even though you have Aaron Donald and Dominic Sue up front? Is it like maybe he like Alzheimer's is kicking in or something, or like like his schemes are
not.
disappearing because the team's defense is getting worse every week and we're getting fucking shredded in the secondary? Like I get it. You know, Drew Brees is going to come in and it doesn't matter who the defense is. Drew Brees is going to throw up 400 yards, but just about everyone's picking up 400 or 500 yards on us over the last, 7 weeks. Do we fire Wade Phillips? I mean, really, you can't because you're 10-1.
No, yeah, you wouldn't do that right now.
But
Well, how much longer is his contract for?
I don't know. I don't know his contract situation.
Because they might not have him back after this season.
Right, and so if you were to go into the playoffs, let's for argument's sake say we were the number 2 seed because the Saints have the tiebreaker with us. And you get knocked out in the first round because you score, 40 points, but you give up 42. Do you then fire Wade Phillips?
Depending on age, probably. But
So you would age discriminate? Wow.
no, but some people, we all
Wow.
know this, cannot play past a certain age. They just don't have it anymore. Ilya Kovalchuk.
He has more points. You be quiet. We'll get to that in a second. But it's like this guy has clout, and he's even funny on Twitter. But you can't be
Like, he
giving
knows.
up 40. I mean, it looked like a Big 12 matchup with like Oklahoma and Texas Tech. It was like, okay, last to score wins, which literally is what happened.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, hey, mom's calling, the sun's going down, the streetlights are coming up. All right, next touchdown wins, guys. That's exactly what that game was.
Last night?
Yeah, and the really annoying thing is that you're sitting at home watching this game, and every 3 minutes you'd get that stupid ticker warning
Oh, I
that would
know.
cut out the sound and be like, beep, beep, beep. And the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, there's another fire. No, Dancing with the Stars will be aired later.
We'll start at 9 p.m.
Yeah, it's like, I don't care.
But some people do that watch ABC.
Okay, then DVR it. Or do it some other time,
People
some
don't
other
have
place.
DVR.
I mean,
But
do that many people really watch Dancing with the Stars?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Enough to interrupt?
Nonetheless.
Enough to interrupt a game between the 2 best teams in the NFL?
If it was a Super Bowl, no. But it's just Monday Night Football.
Just?
Yeah. Because to people who don't love football, you have the niche of the Dancing with the Stars. And if you watch Dancing with the Stars, you probably don't watch football.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're in Dancing with the Stars camp then?
I watched the game last night, the football game.
But assuming
But
the
I also
game,
watched Dancing after because
right, so
it was on
assuming
after
the
the
game
football
was
game.
scheduled to be played in Mexico City like it was supposed to,
Right.
for those of you who don't know that, and they couldn't play the game in Mexico City, and this is really embarrassing for myself because I am Mexican, is that the field conditions were not good enough, so they had to move the game to Los Angeles, and it's kind of like, okay, so landscaping issues is what caused the game to move?
Maybe they would have lost if they played on bad landscape.
Possibly.
That would have
Possibly.
been bad for our record.
But it's just kind of like, how pissed off would you be if you've had your tickets,
Yeah.
you've had your hotel and your flights and everything booked, and literally 4 or 5 days beforehand, like the Tuesday of, they're like, you know what? Sorry.
At least they gave him a couple of days notice and like not the day of. That would be pretty bad.
Right.
But still go to Mexico, go on vacation, do your thing.
Well, they were showing cameras from like bars in Mexico
I saw
of the
that.
fans that were there.
Yeah.
I would still be
They
pissed
looked
off.
happy. I'd be pissed too.
Right,
But
and it's like, okay, I know that the NFL refunded them the tickets, which makes sense.
which is
But in
good.
the event that you don't want to go anymore, you're not going to get a refund on your flight and your hotel and all that other stuff because you probably booked it months ago.
yeah. I mean, you still might be able to, but like I'd make the best of it and I would still go.
Okay. I've seen
Because I'm positive Patsy over here, and you're negative Nancy.
No, the difference is that I've seen your social media, and your social media is like, oh, water, sand, ocean, Mai Tais, okay. Like you would go from, oh, we're not going to the Rams game to where's the spot at the hotel?
I'd be like, where's the drinks?
Right.
Let's go get a drink.
I would be like, okay, this is
That actually just happened to me a few weeks ago. I was going to a concert and they canceled as I pulled into the parking lot. So my mom and I were like, oh, let's just go get something to eat and get some drinks. I was not happy, but
the drinks made it better.
a little bit.
That's
Got to make the best out of life, man. Come on.
Yeah, I like complaining. But next week
I
the
know.
Rams the Rams have a bye week, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yes.
Now, let's move on. Let's move on to the LA Kings, and let's talk about the most important thing right now is that Kovalchuk has 3 times as many points as Kopitar.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
Kopitar
16-5.
Kopitar has 8 points, and
Okay, I'm sorry.
Kovalchuk has 14.
No,
So
twice as many. He's got 16. I'm looking at the stats right now.
maybe since last night, then it changed. Because when I looked yesterday, it said
He still has
14
them
to
doubled
8.
up. And for those
But
of
they
you guys who
both
don't
have,
remember,
they both have 5 goals. They
from
both have 5
episode
goals.
100, when we did our live show, the Meg and I made a bet where whoever had more points at the end of the season, me taking Kovalchuk,
Yes.
and the Meg taking Kopitar, would then have to wear a specific jersey. In my case, I would have to wear her Lady Ducks jersey, which again, I even
Which I got to
question why
look
you
for that in
have
a
one.
box now. Because
Question why
Kobe's
you
gonna
even
win.
have one. In the event that Kovalchuk
Wait,
wins,
did I told you why? I told you why I have one.
yeah, because you played for them.
Yeah, because
In
there
the-
was no other girls' teams in Southern California,
Then you
so
make
I had
your
to
own.
play for the Lady
Then you
Ducks.
make your own team. You're a renegade. You make your own team.
If only
you
it
say,
were that
listen,
easy."
listen, I'm not going to play there. I'm going to start my own league with blackjack and hookers. Well, that's what you're supposed to do.
I was 13.
Even better.
So-
It would be more of a motivational story. Oh, young girl, Long Beach Kings fan, doesn't want to play for the Lady Ducks, so she starts her own league.
Junior Lady Queens or something.
There you go. So when Kovalchuk does win, the Meg is going to have to wear a Russian athlete jersey to one of the games. Now, you told me red is not your color.
No,
They also come in yellow and they come in white.
I prefer white, but it's only
So that's what we're going to do.
November,
We're going to have to get you the white Russian athlete jersey.
I'll wear it to a
And
game
it's
for
going to
sure.
say Kovalchuk on the back. And then
Yeah,
when we
that's
go
fine.
there, because you can pass as Russian, I'll just call you like Svetlana the whole night.
I'll
or
wear
something.
like a fur hat and like fur gloves too. I'll just
That would
walk
work.
around with my jersey on.
I mean, if we were walking around there,
I could totally pull it off.
you could pull it off. And I would just, every time I'd say your name, I would say a different female Russian name. And that would totally
Gotta
throw
think of
off
a
the
lot.
people in our seating area.
Your imagination is just
It's the best.
runs wild.
No, I'm an ideas guy. I come up with the best ideas.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
And they
but
probably
it's a
put you on the
bet,
Jumbotron
so.
because they're like, oh, look at that lady with a Russian athlete jersey wearing a bunch of, Russian
I
things.
don't want to be in the Jumbotron.
And then I'll get you one of the Russian dolls that you could be playing with the whole night.
He could go on for like hours about this.
I'm telling you, like, I like having fun with gimmicks, especially in
I
public
know.
when you're like trolling people.
Yes, I know.
It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic.
Well,
Now,
hopefully Kopi wins.
do we
that
have to
bet,
do this
so.
next year? Or can we just say, by game 79?
Wait, 2019?
Yeah.
Oh no, we're going full season.
But okay, so what if it's like game 79 and mathematically Kopitar just is not going to get 40 points in
I mean,
the next
if
3
he's
games?
like 20 behind, sure.
Okay.
We can stop it at that time.
Okay. Because I don't want to have to wait till next season to have you dress up in these get-ups.
Well, we'll have playoffs, right?
Not this year. No, I'm looking forward to the
come
draft
on.
now. We're Team Tank. We're the 31st team in the league.
know, it's
Team
so bad.
Tank.
So
and
bad.
I don't know, we tell John Rosen when he's on the show, I don't follow Canadian League hockeys or the minors or whatever random Russian Federation leagues or any
Yeah.
of the European things or what's going on in Japan. So I have no idea or concept of who is going to be in the NHL draft and whether or not there's a generational player that we can snatch up.
Someone was talking about it with me the other day. I don't remember who it was, but it's obviously a young kid coming in, and they think he could be better than Crosby.
That seems really far-fetched.
That's what I heard.
Because I've yet to hear
not
about such
saying
individual, and no one has mentioned any kind of godlike figure on Kings Twitter that could come in and save us next season. But I have noticed that a bunch of people have been like, just trade players, trade away the team. And, we traded away Pearson.
Yep, we did.
And then
it's the end of an era. We traded Tanner Pearson.
It's not end of an era.
It is.
No, we picked him up in 2013. He was like the 31st overall pick.
I know, but that's 6 years of playing for a team.
Okay,
and
true.
he helped us win the 2014 Stanley Cup.
True. But I would say end of an era if any of the core players like Brown, Kopitar, Quick, and Doughty disappeared, because they've been on the team for like a decade.
Yeah, but at the same time...
Which is crazy to think about, because they're all between the ages of 28 and like 32.
Yeah, Doughty's been on the team since, 2008?
When he got drafted.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, because it's been
even though
10
he
years.
held himself in a lockout because he wanted more money. And then, did you hear his interview a couple of weeks ago where he talked about his contract negotiations with the Kings, where he's like, no, I was never going to leave LA, but I just entertained offers because I didn't want them to screw me on a contract.
Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, it's been 10 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's also the guy that said...
The ego is here now.
Yeah, but
not so much
he's
here
also
like
the guy that said, I have no desire whatsoever to play in Canada, specifically Toronto, even though he lives like down the street, because he's like, in LA, I could like walk at the beach. I could walk into In-N-Out and no one's going to know who the hell I am.
Well, now they do.
I can guarantee you, if Drew Doughty were to walk into like a Wendy's or like a Subway during lunch hour in the middle of downtown LA, Drew Doughty could walk out of Staples Center after the game and go eat at one of the hot dog carts, and people wouldn't know who he is.
After a Kings game?
After a Kings game.
Oh, no.
That's
they would
how,
for
that's
sure
how
know
little.
who he
That's
was.
how little
No,
the general
they would
public.
definitely know.
That's how little the general public knows who the figures are on the team.
General public, yes, they would probably not bother him, but Kings fans would absolutely.
Okay, fine. Let me rephrase it.
That.
He would then hop into an Uber, go to the nearest Dave and Buster's, and then no one would know who he is.
Who goes to Dave and Buster's anymore?
I'm
man?
just saying in general. Like that could be. I'm trying to give you an extreme example.
Yeah.
But yes, Pearson is gone. So according to you, end of an era.
It's end of an era because he was a great player for us. That 70s line is now over. It's like that 7s line now. Not the same thing.
Doesn't have the same
I'm
ring.
right.
It doesn't have the same ring to it. You're right.
Doesn't. I'm going to miss that 70s line. So it's
I mean,
a
they
bit
were
of an end
hot
of an
for
era.
like 3 months. Let's be honest
Yeah,
here.
but it was
They were
great.
hot for like 3 months.
Dude, you always just like bringing me down off my
I'm not
high
bringing
of,
you
like,
down.
loving that
I'm just saying,
70s
listen,
line.
woman, be realistic. You're like, oh my God, nostalgia.
Oh, I am being realistic. I know how bad the team is doing right now.
Nostalgia is why we're in this position we are now.
It's the
getting
Stanley Cup hangover.
wrapped in cap
That's
space.
lasted 4 years.
4 years. I mean, nostalgia is why we're still paying Mike Richards.
Yeah, that's bad.
Okay, so I mean, granted, it's like 1.3 million now, but
Still, that's...
yeah.
Although I think that we acquired Carl Hagelin for more.
No,
Tanner
actually, the
Pearson.
Penguins are eating up the difference in their contract.
Okay, because, well, I think Tanner was like, what, 3.75?
Yeah, and then
I think
he was
Carl
like 4.4 or something.
Yeah, something
yeah, but the Penguins are like, okay, just to make it even, Steven, we'll pick up the difference in the contract.
Yep.
So it's just kind of like, let's get these players into different atmospheres, see what happens. Tanner Pearson has 1 goal with the Kings and 1 goal with the Penguins in 2 games. And you're like, oh, I see what's going to happen. This dude's going to score
He would
30
score.
goals.
He would score. Like,
They're going to
his
put him on the
first or second
line.
game
They're
with
going to
the
put him on the
Penguins.
line with Malkin or with Crosby, and he's going to score 30 goals this year.
So annoying.
It's
So
frustrating as
annoying.
hell. I mean, growing up, being a Dodger fan, anytime a named Dodger player would get traded away, you're like, crap, he's going to go win a World Series. And yeah, they would win a World Series
That's
somewhere
how it
else.
happens.
It's terrible.
Life, man. Sucks.
Yeah, well, now we have a new coach, and
Yes,
we are
we have
down to
a new temporary coach.
We're down to our 4th goalie now, right? Because Soup
I've
is
lost
out,
count.
Quick is out. Budai hasn't played in over a week, and I don't know why. Now, our minor league goalie is in, and Peterson is his name?
Peterson, yes.
Now,
he came
2 years
from
ago,
the
2
Reign.
seasons, at the head of the 2017 season, the LA Kings held a tryout, a general tryout for goaltenders, because every year there's an NHL team that somehow, for some reason, runs out of goalies completely.
It seems to always be
and
the
then has to
Kings.
go on Craigslist and be like, yo, who wants to be an NHL goalie tonight? And then next thing you know, there's a random fan or like an equipment manager who's sitting in the bench wearing full pads just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Did you try out for that position?
No, because I don't play goalie. But my grandma actually did send me a text that day. She's like, "Did you try out today?" Haha, like as a joke. And I was like, "My one shot at the NHL."
You should have done
And
it.
they needed a goalie.
You
I
should
never
have.
played
And
goalie.
there's no rule in the NHL book that says women are not
A
allowed.
woman did play in the NHL
Really?
like 10 or 20 years, maybe like 20 years ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they called her up and she won the game. Like it was great. But
I'm
it was
gonna-
like one game.
I'm
but
going to
still.
Google that when I get home. But you should have tried out because you had nothing to lose. What if, in the highly unlikely event that they're like, you know what, she's not going to play anyways, and we can use it as a promotional tool. Let's just hire her and to be our backup goalie.
I mean, it would be great.
Think about it.
Like,
you
in
would
theory.
you would have to get rid of 5 goalies before they would get to you. In this case, we're
But
at goalie
it just
number
happened only in November,
right.
by the way.
We're goalie number 4 already. I mean, last year you had the Knights. The Knights went through like 6 goalies, and at some point you would be on the bench. And if the Kings had a season like they do now, where they're like absolute trash and they were the 31st team in the league, they'd be like, you know what, promotional night, let the girl play, let's see what happens, just so we get asses in the seats. And the team is playing so
Let's see
poorly.
what happens as we lose.
Well, the team has been playing so poorly that we went
It wouldn't
like
really matter.
7 seasons of complete sellouts. We went like 399
They
sellouts.
just
And then 2
ended
weeks
that
ago during our last
streak.
homestand, they just, bleh.
Yeah, I know. I heard. That's actually kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because when I was on Ice Crew, like that's what you heard every night, like your 120th consecutive sellout, and I was like, oh, like I'm proud to be a fan. Like we sell this place out, and then like our last home game, it was the end of that streak, and it was
Yep.
kind of sad. And it's like, wow, it's like, are these bandwagon fans like they're jumping off now?
Because that takes almost a decade to accomplish.
Yeah.
You know, starting a new streak, you're kind of like, you know, you get 41 games a year plus playoffs. Like, you fans, like, ruined almost a decade-long streak.
Yeah, it's sad, but
But we
I
will
have faith
rebuild.
that we'll get it back. Yes,
we will rebuild.
Absolutely.
Now, what are your thoughts on our new interim coach? I mean, is he an interim coach? I mean, because he was the
Yeah.
head coach for Vancouver, and granted, he is the interim coach because they gave him that title. But there is no other head coach waiting.
Yeah,
There's no
not
other
yet.
head coach that's out like because he had surgery. He is the head coach. So is he really technically an interim?
I mean, I think for now they'll probably find someone by next year, whether it's next season or early next year. I think so far so good. I mean, we've lost a couple, we've won a couple. I think our first game or two, he did win. Well, we won with him as our coach.
On the road trip,
Road
two,
trip,
two
we
wins,
won
one loss.
Yep.
And
which is
after
good.
beating St. Louis, you know what we did? We got their coach fired.
Yes. St. Louis fired their coach after the game last night. Was it last night, right?
What's today? Today's Tuesday?
Today's Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was pretty crazy because they're 30th place and the Kings are 31st. But we beat them last night, but we still have more points. Or no, they have more points than we do. So that's why we're still dead last.
Looking forward to the draft.
Going to be a long season.
Looking forward to the draft.
But I don't know what we're going to do with all of our goalies out.
I mean, at this point, you're not making the playoffs. You are dead last in the
Come
league.
on, man.
No, you're not. You're not dead last in the Pacific. You're dead last in the league.
Everything. Yeah.
So
Oh, I know how bad it is. Trust me. Without Quick and Campbell, I mean, Campbell, Quick, I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, I heard he's been getting his gear on and stuff at practice. So I don't know if that means he's going to be back soon.
he's skating, but he's not doing drills because he
Yeah,
had surgery on his knee. Correct.
I don't remember.
And
Probably.
here's the thing: we're completely out of it. Completely out of it. He's
now.
your franchise goalie. I baby him till the season is over. I'm like, hey, just relax. Don't go on the road trip. Stay home. Play some video games. Rehab that surgery. There's absolutely no reason to bring him back, even on time. Like, the doctors cleared you 100%. All right, sit out another 2 weeks. Because
But that's not how the game is played.
right, but like, I don't care how tough a hockey player is or
Yeah.
wants to be. Mathematically, you have like a 1% chance to make the playoffs right now. Why risk injuring him even worse? Because every year,
Well,
like,
they won't bring him back until he's fully healed.
right, but then after that, give him some time because we see it every year. You're just waiting for the quick injury to
He
come
gets
in.
injured every year.
Yeah, and like, was it last year or the year before he gets injured on opening night?
Yeah.
And,
So bad.
you know, so.
Our luck is the worst. But yeah, I don't know where Budai is. He did not go on the road trip. He has not played a game in a week.
Yeah, November 13?
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
think it was the
but
last
he
game he
wasn't
played.
even on the Ontario Reign roster. as far as I saw. So I don't
Maybe
know
he's on
what happened
sick
to
leave?
him.
Paternity leave?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I tried Googling it when you told me that. I was like, no. Because he's on the LA
He's
Kings
on the roster.
depth chart.
Yeah.
He's listed as the starting goalie. Like, that's how he's listed. Where he is, no one knows.
Yeah. Well, so far Peterson is 2-0.
2-0
Yep, 1-1. Then he had a shutout,
with a shutout.
which is great. So apparently our defense showed up last night.
What if he gets hot, right? And suddenly the Kings win like 10 of the next 12.
I feel like the new goalies when they come in from Ontario do really well for us. Like that night, Martin Jones, his first game, I think it was like a Sharks shootout and went into like 9 rounds and he won and really showed up for the Kings that night. So maybe Cal Peterson will show up for the Kings. One can only hope.
Well, that tends to happen every year because, you have the Kings who are out there winning Vezina trophies, and the trophy gets awarded to the goalie that has a minimum 30 games played and then has the most games played amongst the other goalies.
Yeah,
and
well,
Quick
Jonathan
gets
Quick
it
won't
because
get
Quick will
that.
do like 50 of the 80 games because he gets hurt
Minimum.
every year.
Bare
but
minimum.
then, yeah, you have Budai or Bishop or Jones or somebody else come up and just kind of hold it down for a few weeks.
Yeah.
That might.
I kind of miss
That's not
Bishop.
going to happen this year. We're completely
It's
upside
not.
down.
I mean, I don't even know who, we're on our backup goalie right now.
Fourth goalie.
Yes. That means we have one more until we got to ask, the next
equipment
person
manager.
in line. Yeah.
Do you know, maybe you guys know, who is the person that won that, I'm going to call it a contest, that won the contest to be the goalie, the emergency goalie?
I don't remember who they
I don't know who it is. I'm willing to bet it's someone that has like collegiate experience or something.
They have to have some sort of.
I would have been, look, I'm Luke Robitaille. I'd be like, that one. She knows how to skate. She used to be on the ice crew. What size pads do you need? You're most likely not going to play, but in the event that you do, we turn it into an event. It's ladies' night at Staples, and then you lead the team out to the ice, and it's like, the Meg is starting in net tonight, and maybe they don't even let you play the whole game, right? They just let you
No,
start,
they wouldn't. Yeah.
just so you can be like.
I don't know if I
"Woo."
would start. I would have to play the last 5 minutes of the third period.
No, you have to start. You would dictate the pace of the game. Where if you just start getting scored on, okay, guys, take the rest of the night off. But if they're kind of like, hey, she's holding her own. She hasn't given up any goals in the first period. Let's try to win this
I don't
game.
even fit in the net. I'm like half the size of the net. I'm no Ben Bishop, 6'6", where
And like
you
7
literally
feet
can't
in
even
skates.
Yeah, you can't even get across. I mean, there's no way you're not even
That
going
would
to get in.
that would be
But
even
me,
funnier.
They would. I mean, over my head. The pucks would be going everywhere. Honestly, I wouldn't even ever put my glove. I would just be like,
I'm over here trying to be like equality. Put women in the NHL, and you're being negative Nancy, saying that if given the opportunity, you're like, no, I'm just going to perform poorly.
I am all about women empowerment. I love.
I'm trying to
watching
empower you
women's
and
hockey.
say, hey, be the starting goalie for your favorite NHL
Let's
team,
say-
and you're like, nah.
Because I live in the real world, okay, and I know my strengths in hockey, and being a goalie is probably not one of them.
So what you're telling me and the viewers is that you're okay settling for mediocrity. You wake up every day
I
and
know
go, you know
myself
what?
very well.
I will not prepare for glory. Today is mediocre Meg day.
Mediocre Meg.
That's what we're going to call you. I'm not going to call you the Meg anymore. I'm going to call you mediocre
I don't
Meg.
like that.
You don't like the Meg?
I don't like mediocre Meg because I'm not mediocre.
Mediocre Meg. That's what you sound like.
I'm just being realistic and knowing, if I was if I was the Sidney Crosby of my generation, well, he's the Sidney Crosby of the generation because we're the same age. If I was as good as him, I'd be like, absolutely, I will try out, I will kick ass.
If you
it's
were
gonna
as
be
good as him,
amazing.
you'd already be in the NHL.
That's true. I gave up that dream a long time ago.
I mean, well, okay, realistically, the Canadian and the U.S. women's hockey teams are the best two teams in the world, right?
Yes.
They go back and forth, back and forth. You have someone like Knight. Do you think realistically she can make an NHL roster?
Yes.
Specifically the Kings roster because we're 31st in the league. I would use the worst team, which is us. Do you think she would be a top 6 forward on the Kings roster?
Absolutely. I think majority of those girls would beat any of those boys. And I mean any guy in the NHL. I'm not saying the Sidney Crosbys.
You just said any guy in
Maybe
the NHL.
not the McDavids, but those are 2 guys out of how many?
Out of a lot. Now, it would
Those
not...
girls would kick those boys'
It would
butts,
not be
okay?
fair to me give you the example of, okay, we're center ice. You got Ovechkin on one side and world's best female center on the other side. I would take Ovechkin every time.
Do I think that Hillary Knight would beat Ovechkin on a face-off? No, but I think that she'll get around him a lot faster.
You think?
Okay, we
Hillary
can't mess with the
Knight-
Russian rocket, okay? Let's leave him out of it.
Okay, what about the Russian you don't like, Mr. Kovalchuk?
I don't dislike him.
You've been negative Nancy about him since we signed him.
Yes.
You're like, no to the commies. Like
No,
you're very anti.
He's fit in. He's proved me wrong so far, which is what
That's
I wanted
right.
him to do. Eh?
You're gonna wear. I'm telling you, you're gonna have to wear the whole getup.
That's fine, as long as you're buying it.
No. The deal was in the event that
I don't have
need,
that kind of money.
I
I hibernate in the winter.
I need in the event. Is that how you store fat?
Yes. So I go to the gym like a crazy person when I'm not working.
When you're not working. And now, do you tend to gain weight in the wintertime because you store fat, but then eat more because of the holidays? I'm totally going to ask you how much you weigh.
That was a long question. I would never tell you how much I weigh.
Okay. What we need to do today is put you on a scale and we'll weigh you. And then when we come back in January, or you come back in January, we will weigh you again the first Monday in January to see how much fat the Meg stored during the winter months, how hibernation works.
Maybe you should go test it on a bear instead of me.
Mediocre Meg. Mediocre Meg, everyone.
I swear.
Now, let's change gears. Stop talking about your weight. And let's talk about the Lakers. Do you care that LeBron James is in Los Angeles?
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
I love LeBron James.
Now, are you following the Lakers more now or attending games?
I just listen more, I think, to like the headlines.
So
get, like,
this time
51
last year,
points
the
2
Lakers
nights
did not
ago?
exist to you.
I mean, yes, but with no Kobe.
Because the audience knows I'm not a big basketball guy. Our producer,
I'm
Curtis
not a
Gage,
basketball-
who's saving the planet right now, is a basketball guy.
Yes, he is. I wouldn't pay attention much without Kobe, but now that LeBron's on the team, I definitely am like, great, because they have pretty much only him because he carries the team.
Oh yeah,
right now.
he runs the team, and he has the lead in every statistical category except block shots.
Well, didn't he get 51 points 2 nights ago?
Yes.
That's absurd.
Who was it against? The Heat, I think. I don't know. I think it was against the Heat. I'm not sure.
Our lights just went out.
Oh, we
Notice
have a
that?
light that went out.
Yeah, over here.
Maybe Johnny's playing with something. But
As long as it doesn't mess up our show here.
right, as long as it doesn't mess up your look, you and your confidence monitor.
My
I can't
confidence
believe you
monitor.
request a confidence monitor. Do
I
you
like to look at
lack
myself.
confidence because you're so mediocre that
No,
you
I just
need
want
a
to make sure that my
monitor?
hair is not like,
I don't
Japan.
I don't need
Which I just
confidence
messed it up.
monitor. I have enough. I'm oozing confidence.
Well, lucky you.
That's right. So LeBron James, he leads leads the Lakers in statistical categories everywhere but block shots. The Lakers are 9-7. They are 8th in the Pacific.
I feel like
I'm
the
sorry,
season
8th
started
in the
months
Western
ago.
Conference.
It just started. That's crazy. It's been like a month of basketball.
Yeah,
It feels like it's been like it's never.
they're
ending.
technically a playoff team right now.
Yeah,
And
but 9-7 isn't great.
no, it's not great. But the Western Conference is so poor right now that the Clippers are in 3rd place, and the Clippers
Hey,
are.
good for them.
I believe the Clippers are 13-8.
Oh wow,
So
that's good.
yeah,
for
I mean the
LA
Rockets
basketball.
who lead the league are 4 games up on the Lakers right now.
Wow.
So the Lakers get hot for a week while the Rockets kind of fizzle out. Everyone's within striking distance of each other.
Yeah, but you can't just rely on LeBron James every game, unfortunately.
Cleveland did, and he brought
yes and
a
no,
championship to Cleveland.
But they also had James Harden, didn't they? And he was
No,
really-
not in Cleveland. James Harden plays for the Rockets.
But didn't he play for Cleveland?
No,
Never.
no,
Are you sure?
yes. You're talking about J.R. Smith.
I don't know who that is. So
Yeah, I don't watch basketball either. I do not watch
maybe
basketball
I am
either.
right. No, either way. I think that the Lakers. I mean, they have like Lonzo Ball and those guys, and I think that they need to. And look, is it Lonzo? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all need to step it up. I think because you can't rely on him every single game. If you want to win, you're not going to just win on one person. There's no IN team.
In basketball, there is. In basketball,
That's true.
Basketball is one of those sports, much like hockey, where an individual, well, not even hockey because you do shifts. In basketball, one individual can go out there, play 40 minutes, and just take over a game.
Yeah.
Like, just give LeBron the rock. Oh, and it's now official. July of next year, Space Jam 2 comes out, and it's going to be with LeBron James.
I can't wait.
Now,
I'll go to the theater and see that.
Do you not normally go to the theater? I'm at the
no.
movies like twice a week.
Yeah, I go to the theater like with my dad and my grandparents like once every 2 months.
What
but,
kind of movies do you watch with your dad and your grandparents?
like Mission Impossible?
Oh, okay, action flicks. I just
The
saw
Meg
The Meg. I saw Overlord the other day. It was really good.
in theaters.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's some movies you have to watch on 70-foot screens.
Yes and no.
Yes.
I just watched Crazy Rich Asians and that
I have not seen
Black
that yet.
Klansman, but that
Black
was at
Klansman
home.
was great.
I wouldn't go to the theater for half those movies.
You're terrible. You are in the entertainment industry I expect you, like myself, to go pay the ticket price, okay, so that you can support the industry. And then,
I support it. I prefer TV.
Sit through the credits, even if it's not a Marvel movie, just out of respect.
I like TV more than I love
TV
movies,
or Netflix?
No, I love, like, I watch TV. I rarely watch Netflix.
Okay, what TV shows do you watch? Because we're totally digressing right now.
We are. I love The Housewives. I love Handmaid's Tale, which is on Netflix, I realize.
I don't know what Maid's Tale is.
Don't?
No, I don't watch. I don't have time to watch television.
Crazy.
I'm
Wait,
too
time
busy-
to go to the movies?
I'm too busy going to the movies. That's why I don't watch television.
I don't know. I like reality TV. I watch all that crap.
Ew.
The worse, the better, really. The worse the show is, the better for me.
All right, listen. I used to watch Jersey Shore like 8 years ago
Love
when
Jersey Shore.
it
It's
first
still
came out.
on.
Yeah, I know. I've seen
watch
the
all the
commercials.
time.
But now,
Bama
as an
Shore,
adult, as a
everything.
responsible adult, that just really doesn't have time. I'm not going to make time for especially reality TV.
Well, when I hibernate for a month, then I have time to watch.
I could totally.
I have time to catch up on my shows.
I could totally picture you wrapped in a blanket, sitting on your bed with your laptop and 2 boxes of pizzas, just watching Netflix and
God, I
slice
wish I
after
did that.
slice.
I wish I did that. That sounds great.
We're going to have to see how much you weigh in January. Oh, we could put an over-under on that. We could put a poll on the Twitter.
No.
Yeah, like, does the Meg gain more or less than...
We're not going to do anything
and
about
we'll
my
say
weight
10
on the
pounds?
Twitter. 10 pounds?
Over-under.
Jesus.
Okay, 9.5. Over-under, 9.5.
No, we're not doing any of that.
And how tall are
Put
you?
my foot down. 5'3".
5'3".
But it doesn't matter because we ain't doing it.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to bring new things into the show, new concepts, new ideas. No?
That's not on the show. That's a Twitter thing that you personally want to find out.
On the show's account.
No, dude.
We need to get people more involved, more interactive. People want to live
This is a sports show.
They want to live vicariously.
Unless you want to
I'm
call
sorry,
it the
competitive
Meg.
eating? Competitive eating is a sport. Tell me competitive eating is not a sport.
Dude, I watched something the other day on competitive eating. This girl watered down like a hoagie, and it was disgusting.
Oh, because they dip it in water, so it slides down easier.
Ugh.
If
There's
you
no
had to compete in any kind of eating challenge tournament, what food would it be?
I love that you asked me this, actually, because
It's
I'm
Thanksgiving.
obsessed
It's Thanksgiving. We're going to have a potpourri, a plethora of stuff.
Okay, have you seen Man vs. Food
Yes.
with Adam Richman? Not the new guy.
No, I didn't even know there was a new guy.
There is a new guy. I used to want to be like his accomplice, like his side
His
chick.
accomplice?
Not side chick.
His side chick. Wow.
Side
So she wants to be an accomplice. She's mediocre, and she wants to be someone's side chick because he is married.
His sidekick. That's a chick.
Horrible save.
Anyway.
Horrible save.
Anyway, so I used to want to be on that show.
Side chick Meg has no alliteration, so I'm going to stick with mediocre Meg.
I would love to do the shows. I'd probably eat like a 72-ounce steak. That'd be like my eating challenge.
But remember, in these challenges, you have to eat the whole thing. Now,
Yeah, I know.
back in,
I would eat the
in
whole
Las
thing.
Vegas, when Park MGM used to be Monte Carlo, they had a restaurant in the casino. And there was a steakhouse, and it was right outside that, like, frozen bar.
And I'm sure he went to that steakhouse.
He didn't, but they had a 72-ounce steak challenge.
Yeah, I would totally do
And
it.
you had to do it. The challenge was, like, eat it and it's free, and it was like $280 or something. But you had to eat it by yourself. But you had to eat everything, including the
baked
grizzle.
potato, cornbreads, whatever.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem eating the 72 ounces of steak and the cornbread and the baked potato. But I'm not going to eat half a pound of literally fat. Like, you have to eat the grizzle.
Well, give me a filet mignon, and then
Ew.
that's a different story.
Yeah, you're not going to find a 72-ounce filet mignon. I'm
Try
not going to
me.
eat half a
Find
pound.
it.
It's literally like a half a pound of fat.
Yeah. No, I love steak, so if you asked me what I would do as my eating challenge, and I would pick that I would eat a steak as my challenge because I can put it down.
Okay, I will find a contest in the Los Angeles, California area, and I will formally challenge you to a steak eating contest.
What if we did like the hottest buffalo wing challenge?
Oh, you'd get wrecked.
Oh, because you think you're Latino that you can eat a hot
Mexican, not Latino. Mexican.
Okay, I didn't want to
You don't want to be a racist white woman?
That wouldn't be me being racist. I just didn't want to assume that you were Mexican. Some people are Nicaraguan, like my best friend, but you would never know that.
I wouldn't call I don't know her.
Well, exactly. Anyway.
Although I have mentioned several times in the show, including in the episode today, twice that I am Mexican.
I know.
But you don't listen to anything I say.
I don't. But I could probably challenge you to that. The hottest wing. Like,
Now,
who could handle it the longest, basically?
okay. So does that mean that who could eat the most hottest wings? Or is it you take a bite of a wing and just kind of chill there till you quit?
I'll probably only be able to have one bite if it's like the hot, like
Oh.
the ghost pepper.
Get at it. You go home.
Like you can do it, please.
Let's set it up.
Let's do it.
Let's set it up. We will set that up. Now,
Great.
holidays are here.
Yes.
Thanksgiving is a few days away. I'm dreading my younger cousins coming over to my place because these are cousins from my mom's side who are up north in Sacramento. So being in Los Angeles, born and raised, grew up with my dad's side of the family. So all my cousins on that side of the family are roughly my age, have no kids. Super cool because we grew up together. My mom's side of the family don't really know those cousins. They used to come over and my mom would be like, "Oh, you have to play with them." And then they'd grab like player 1 and I'm like, "Whoa. We're not at your house, we're at mine. You are player 2." And now they have kids and their kids are like, "Does he have a PlayStation?
Yeah.
Oh, can we watch Netflix?"
Tell them to go play outside.
Yeah, I guess we could do that.
Like, you ever heard of a baseball and a
No, because then
mitt?
that's how things get broken. Like, I just don't need an army of kids at my place.
Would you rather your PlayStation get broken or like
Not at
maybe
all.
like hit a wall?
Not at
A
all.
baseball hit a wall.
No, I just would prefer them not be there. They're like,
Just don't come at all.
yeah, they're like a
Period.
little barbarian horde, like locusts. Like they just rip through like every food item in the house, and they rip through. I don't know how they do this, but every time my cousins come over, the ice maker runs out of ice. I'm like, how the hell does the ice maker run out of ice? They just chew on ice for no reason. And these kids are all 8 to 12 years old, and you're just kind of like,
The age to delete anything.
yes.
Everything. Yeah.
So that's what I'm dreading, and that's something I am not thankful for.
Mm,
But the food itself, being Mexican, we have tamales at my house.
right.
Uh,
Isn't that more of a Christmas thing, or is that
That's
all,
a Mexican
all
thing.
holidays?
Not all holidays.
Okay.
Like
Because
you'll-
I have tamales on Christmas too.
Like you'll have it on Christmas,
Sometimes.
Thanksgiving. You'll have it on Easter. Like really
Okay.
any kind
It's
of
like a holiday.
Yeah.
Holiday thing.
Yeah, like any kind of excuse you have to like, hey, let's make tamales or let's
Yeah.
eat tamales. Like boom.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What do they do at the Preston household?
So I have 2 Thanksgivings.
What is your staple food?
So we're always like traditional turkey, potatoes, all that good stuff. I'm making macaroni and cheese.
You're making it? Like you are making it?
Yeah,
Okay.
like homemade from the Chrissy Teigen cookbook. Been wanting to
can't
try it
stand
for
her.
a long time.
Cannot
I love
stand her.
her.
Cannot stand her.
But I'm using it from her cookbook, so it'll be my first time making it, and it's going to be great, hopefully.
Does it come with a political statement? Or a really bad tweet?
Dude, you're such a hater.
I
She's
can't
great.
stand her. I don't follow her, but she gets tweeted onto my timeline so much I had to
Probably
mute
because
her.
I'm the one liking it.
I
and
had
it, like,
to
shows
mute her.
up on your feed.
Like it's just constantly on my feed. I had to mute her.
Yeah. No, I think she's great.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm making her macaroni and cheese, but we have a very traditional family Thanksgiving.
Like cranberry?
We have cranberry
Do you,
sauce.
do you
we
get
have,
actual cranberry sauce, or do you get the really cool looking like out
like
of
the
a
jello-y one?
Yeah, it
No,
comes
my
out of the
mom
aluminum
makes.
can and then you slice it up,
No,
but you tap it with your
looks
finger.
awesome. But no, my mom makes she like boils the cranberries and puts everything in. We have like a really traditional,
What?
really great family Thanksgiving. And I
Awesome.
love, like, my cousins are like my life and my world. So I enjoy being around them. And I love.
Listen, it's my cousin's kids, not my cousins.
I know, I'm giving you a hard time. Yeah, I can't wait for Thanksgiving. It's
So
going to be
now
amazing.
you have 2 Thanksgivings.
I do.
So I'm thinking maybe Twitter, you want to go over 9.5 pounds, knowing that the Meg is going to have 2 Thanksgivings.
Yeah, and then it'll be 2 Christmases at
And
that
you're
point.
going to be working on a cooking show the next like 6 weeks.
Yes.
So there's going to be even more food and less gymming.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 Christmases.
Yes.
Here's what we do. You give me your address, because you live in Long Beach. I'm not going to drive all the way out there. You give me your address. I will send over like a dozen tamales.
Well, I have tamales at Christmas because my aunt is married to a Mexican guy, and we always have tamales on Christmas.
But I want to send extras so I can hit the over.
I don't eat
People are
them.
not going to recognize you. Your short hair is going to bob out because your face is going to get big.
You think because we make tamales that I'm going to eat them? Like, I don't eat tamales.
No, you will. That smell, and you're gonna pick at it. Okay, I'll just get a piece of one. You're gonna do what women do, right? Where they like to pick at everyone's food because they think they're eating less. Or you're not that girl in production that walks over to the donut box and then cuts donuts in half, are
I
you?
do.
Oh my
I
God,
actually I don't
hate
eat the
that.
donuts. If it's a bagel, I'll cut a bagel in like a quarter.
They cut the donut in half because they want to eat less, and then they come back and they cut another one in half and they eat that half.
Sometimes I
And
do
then they
that,
do it
but-
again.
No, for Christmas on my dad's side, like we have tamales, but we also have chili, like homemade chili.
Do you put beans in the
So-
chili?
Yes.
Ugh.
So we eat the chili for Christmas. That's like our family Christmas. And then we have like our traditional Christmas on my mom's side the next day, like ham, potatoes, all that.
Now, because you have 2 Thanksgivings, 2 Christmases, do you get like 2 birthdays, 2 New Years, 2 like of everything?
I don't get 2 New Year's, but I usually get a couple of birthdays. Because, I mean, my parents are divorced. What are you going to do?
That's a trade-off. So you grew up in a divorced household, but the trade-off is you get double everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing.
Were your parents competing with each other growing up, trying to purchase your love?
No, actually, it's worked out really well because Thursday I go to my dad's. and
Not
then
that it's
Friday,
anyone's business. I'm just asking.
It's no one's business.
I'm just asking questions.
No, and then Friday I go to my mom's side, so it works out because
So
everyone goes.
So your
to
mom's
their,
available on Thursday, is what you're telling
So
me.
no, so my family, like everyone is, with their other families on Thursday, and then Friday my whole family comes together, and that's like our Thanksgiving.
So what is your mom doing on Saturday?
Nothing with you,
Why do you hate me?
because you do this.
The Meg won't let me take her mom out.
Oh no.
I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying. I don't know if you follow my Twitter stuff, but my Bumble dates are getting progressively worse.
Dude, you got to get off Bumble.
So
just stop.
it's like I really don't have much to be thankful for because the Kings are trash. The Dodgers just lost another World Series.
Besides your life and
I mean,
your well-being and
the
your
Rams
family.
are amazing, but like my cousin's kids are coming over. My Bumble dates are getting progressively worse. You won't let me
You know
go
what
out
your
with your
nickname's
mom.
going to be for me now?
What's that?
Antagonistic Albert.
But I'm not antagonizing
All
you.
right, not me, just in general. Either negative Nancy or antagonist Albert.
That's terrible. that's terrible.
I think it's pretty good.
Leave the writing to the writers.
Who's that?
Like J.R. Hernandez. JR couldn't be with us today because he's like doing real life stuff, but we brought on JR Hernandez at JR Tweets Fire. And yeah, he's been helping us with some segments, and I hope to have him on the show soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because we have been talking about, due to the Meg schedule, my schedule possibly changing in the next week or so, we might be doing Best Coast After Dark.
Yes,
Or wait, what
Best
did we-
Coast Nights.
Best Coast Nights,
Yes.
where we'll just kind of change the set and make it blue instead of yellow, so it kind of hits the theme a little more.
We can like turn these around and like have blue on one side.
That's not how flats work. You work in production. That's not
Well,
how flats
I know,
work.
but we could try.
We'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
We can figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's go to our gift of the day.
Oh, you
seen
have
it?
one.
You didn't see the gift of the day?
No.
Tell me if this has ever happened to you before.
maybe I did.
In
Tell me
any,
what it
in
is.
any sporting event. But our gift of the day, this is a fan not paying attention and getting smacked right in the face by a soccer ball. Like,
How does that happen?
stay alert, stay alive.
That thing is like
it
this
even
big.
says it.
But it's like this big.
Yeah, but it even says it on your ticket. Hey, things could fly into the stands. Pay
And they
attention.
probably announced it before the game
Like,
too.
at a baseball game, if you get hit with the baseball, I can kind of understand it because the baseball's coming at you off the bat like at 100 miles
It's
an
also
hour.
like a fifth of the size.
Yeah, it's the size of your fist. A soccer ball not coming as hard, and like you said, it's this big, size of your head. How do you miss that?
They were obviously
Or
not
my
paying
favorite
attention,
ones are
or
the
they
ones
were
at
really
baseball
drunk.
games where there's like a couple and the ball's coming in their direction and the dude totally bails. Those are my favorite ones.
Hoping the girl will catch it?
No, like he gets all chicken shit about it and goes,
Gets scared.
And then the girlfriend gets all pissy afterwards, like, how would you leave me? And he's like, I don't want to get hit. I'm not wearing a glove. I would have brought a glove, but you made fun of me for bringing a glove. You were asking how old I was. That's actually happened to me before. Not the whole
Really?
bailing part, but like taking a glove to a baseball game. Like, why are you taking a glove to a baseball game? Because we have field seats just in case.
You got to catch it barehanded.
Yeah.
I would.
I don't know. The common theme this last year and a half has been people catching it with their beer cups and then drinking the beer
then the beer
with
gets
the
all
ball
over
still
them.
on it.
I wouldn't want the beer all over me. That's just me, though. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't like getting dirty, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, moral of the story, after all of that,
Pay
stay
attention.
off Bumble
Oh, stay
and
off
pay
Bumble.
attention.
Listen, like I'm like, hey, what's going on over here? What's going on over there? And it's just like the Bumble dates get progressively worse. It's like I keep running into the worst humans of Los Angeles, and most of them, mind you, are not even from LA. They're from
Right.
out of state,
Yeah. They're just there
out
for the
of
weekend.
state. No, not here for the weekend. Like they live here now, but they're from out of state.
Yeah, dude, you need to get off of Bumble. It's not working out. Just let it happen organically. And
It's not going to
I don't
happen
know,
organically.
You go to Starbucks and the movies a lot. Where are the girls there?
You're not supposed to talk to the movies. You
There's
go.
a thing called the concourse on the outside where you get popcorn and stuff. Maybe you should buy it for the girl behind you in line. You're welcome.
Yeah, no. No, I have enough of that. No,
Oh my.
I'm perfectly fine. And I'm not really interested in the Starbucks girl, the person that hangs out there because they need the Wi-Fi and is probably like in dreads and
Let's see how much longer this lasts. Don't take my advice. Stay on Bumble. Have your horror stories. And
at
then,
least I have good stories though.
well, yeah, I agree.
And you won't let me take your mom out, so you're part of the problem.
Bro, you don't stand a chance with my mom.
You are perpetuating this issue. You're like, get off of Bumble. So I want to get off of Bumble, but you won't let me take your mom out. So then I have to go back to Bumble. It's a vicious cycle. But at the same time, you don't want to start dating anybody during the holidays because one, she'll take all my jackets and sweaters. Two, she might take my Kings
know
jerseys.
that.
Oh, I know that for a fact.
I had a guy literally ask to borrow my Kings jersey, and he left the bar with it, angry. And I chased after that guy, like screaming. I was like, "That's my baby. What are you doing?"
Okay, so I don't understand why you would give him a jersey.
Because we were watching the game together.
But did you go to the bar with the guy?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, that makes a little sense because you actually knew the individual.
yeah, I knew him.
But I'm not interested in you go to the movies or you go somewhere and you're like, bring a jacket, it's going to be cold. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. And like 10 seconds in, they're like, I'm freezing, give me your jacket. So you give them their jacket. And then you have any idea how many blazers, jackets, sweaters, hoodies, and jerseys I've lost for that reason?
No,
Terrible. So after that, too, you also don't want to start dating anybody this time of the year because then you're kind of obligated to buy them a Christmas gift.
no, not right now.
And you're like,
If it's like 3 or 4
you're like,
weeks,
listen,
no.
I've known you for like 2.5
take
dates.
him to a dinner.
2.5
Take
dates.
him to
I
a
really
Kings
don't.
game.
I really don't feel. I've been trying to do that, but again, very difficult.
Although,
because
don't waste your tickets on some random girl.
I've done that twice. I actually gave up King seats to go meet with a Bumble date, but like an idiot, I wasn't paying attention. And
Never
she's
do
like, "Yeah,
that.
we'll meet in Redondo Beach or something." And I was like, "Ah, crap!" So I had to drive all the way down there, and it took me like 2 hours.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah,
On a weeknight,
I think it was like a Tuesday night or
you
something.
must have really liked her.
She seemed okay. She seemed okay, and then we
And
met.
of course, it ended bad.
Clearly, but we're totally digressing, guys. So have fun, be safe for Thanksgiving, spend time with your loved ones, be thankful for whatever it is you've got, like the LA Rams, who are 10-1. But don't forget to stalk us on Twitter. You can stalk the Meg on the Twitter. You can hit all the behind the scenes action on the Instagram at Best Coast Show. But hit the subscribe button. You can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, anywhere podcasts are heard. But that's been our show, and you guys have a good night.
Happy Thanksgiving.